Are you juggling school, work, and life, but still feel like you're falling behind? I have been there, and I used to wake up stressed, overwhelmed, and constantly playing catch up. But then I found a time management strategy that completely changed everything. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how I went from feeling like I was always behind to mastering my schedule in 2025. Stick around because these time management tips for students will change your game. Here is the thing, time management isn't just a nice to have skill, it's everything for students today. Whether you're juggling classes, part-time work, or trying to maintain a social life, managing your time well is the key to making it all work without burning out. And I get it, balancing all of this can feel like a constant battle. And to add to that, distractions, social media, endless notifications, TikTok, Instagram stories, it's a non-stop pull on your attention, and it is no wonder many students feel like they are falling behind. You sit down to study, but then you find yourself scrolling through your feed for 30 minutes, and suddenly your focus is gone. We have all been there, right? But here is the good news. When you master time management for students, you can change that. Imagine a life where you're no longer scrambling at the last minute, where you actually have time to relax without feeling guilty. Mastering time management means you can get to take control of your day, not the other way around. You will notice less stress, better grades, and yes, more time for things you enjoy. Let's talk about the real struggle. You wake up, look at your to-do list, and immediately feel that wave of dread. Why? Because procrastination is creeping in. You have got assignments piling up, that part-time job demanding attention, and somehow you are still stuck scrolling your phone. A lot of students, myself included back in the day, fall into this cycle. You start the day with good intentions, but then the distractions hit. It's an Instagram notification or TikTok you just had to watch, and suddenly the whole day's gone. You are behind on everything. Or maybe it's the lack of focus. You sit down to study, but your mind keeps wandering. Hours pass and you haven't made any progress. On top of that, we struggle with poor planning. We think we have got everything under control, but then we overcommit, taking on tasks we don't have time for, thinking we can just wing it. And balancing school, work, and life is like juggling flaming swords. Want to know the crazy part? Studies show students spend over 30% of their time distracted on their phones. That is a huge chunk of time that could be spent on what really matters. But what if I told you that doesn't have to be your reality? Imagine just for a second that you don't have to scramble last minute. Instead, you could finish your work ahead of time, have a plan, and still have hours to relax. Time management for students can completely change that. Let me show you how. First up, prioritize what matters. Now, this sounds obvious, but it's easy to get caught up in all the small tasks that don't move the needle. We spend time on things like checking social media or cleaning our desk, things that don't get up closer to our goals. That is where the Eisenhower matrix comes in, helping you focus on what's urgent and important. The trick is focusing on the 20% of tasks that give you 80% of your results. That is the 80-20 rule. For example, if a big exam is coming up, spend most of your time studying, not procrastinating. It's easy to get distracted, but when you focus on high impact tasks, you will see how much more you can get done. Next, plan your day the night before. It's a game changer. You have probably been there, staring at your to-do list the next day, not knowing where to start. But if you take 10 minutes every night to write down your goals and set a schedule, you hit the ground running. Planning ahead helps you reduce the decision fatigue. It's like setting the table before cooking. You don't want to be scrambled for ingredients when they pause on the stove. Use tools like Todoist or Google Calendar to get organized without overcomplicating it. Finally, eliminate time wasters. Distractions are the enemy of productivity. We have all fallen into the trap. Social media, YouTube, testing. These things eat away at your time, but they are hard to resist. The key, take control of your phone usage. Set timers. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb or use apps like Focus at Wii and stay focused. If you can't trust yourself, put your phone in another room you work. It's a game changer. Now, let's talk about time blocks. Have you ever worked for hours only to realize you don't get nearly as much done as you thought? That is because you don't break your day into focused time blocks. This method is a game changer. I used to sit at my desk all day, hoping the hours will magically pass. Now, I use time blocks, 2 hours for studying, followed by 30 minutes of exercise. It works because I focus fully on one thing at a time. The Pomodoro technique is another secret. Work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. It tricks your brain into focusing, and you will feel more productive than working endlessly. Time tracking is a must. Apps like ToGGL or Rescue Time help you see where your time is going. You will be surprised how much time gets lost in distractions. Learning to say no is one of the most important skills you can develop. Saying yes to everything derails your schedule. You end up stretching yourself to thin and your productivity tanks. Here is an example from my life. I once said yes to a project when I was already overloaded. It added so much stress that I started falling behind on my priorities. When I finally said no, I was able to refocus and get back on track. Saying no allowed me to focus on what really mattered. Mastery time management isn't just about school. It's a habit that sticks with you. Imagine walking into a job interview in a few years, feeling calm, organized, and top of your game because you have mastered managing your time. We have covered a lot today: prioritizing, planning, and eliminating distractions. If you can start implementing even just a few of these strategies, you are already ahead of the game. Remember, prioritize what matters, plan your day ahead, and cut out distractions. When you manage your time well, you are not just getting more done, you are taking control of your life. That is how to crush your goals. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below with your biggest time management struggle. Let's start a conversation. How are you mastering your schedule in 2025? Join our community by subscribing for more tips on success, business, and personal growth. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one, and you're welcome.